What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon One, the Village Storyteller. And it's storyteller time, man, on the Village Storyteller channel. I'm back again, man. I'm back again. This one right here is going to be a little bit off the beaten path. It's a little bit off the beaten path. Not for me. Not for me. But for some of y'all out there who imagination might not be as up to par as it should be for this type story, it might be a little off the beaten path, but you never know. You listen to the story and you might realize, you know what? I'm into that. I like that. I like what that story was about. Man, I want to hear some more. Y'all know what to do. What? Get in the comments and let me know you feeling my thug thizzle. True. Anyway, let me get right to it. You know what this is. Boy, that water good for you, man. That water good for you, man. That water good for you. But anyway, straight to her story. Man, this story takes place up in the Tennessee mountains. In the Tennessee mountains, man, they got some good old boys hid up in them mountains. They ain't really hid, but they back up in there. You know, y'all know all them folks, they like to have them militias, and they just like to get up there and do their own thing. So this take place, man, up in the Tennessee mountains. I don't know, would that be called the Appalachians? I'm not sure. But anyway, up in the Tennessee mountains, man, you had this community out that way. There was one of them it was one of them militant groups. Yeah, it was one of them militant groups, man. Y'all know how them white folks, they'd congregate up in them mountains, in them woods, and they got them guns. They self-reliant. I ain't mad at them, because I admire that. I feel, a lot of us need to do the same thing. But, man, they self-reliant. They got their own generators. They got their gas stored up. They grow their own food. They just doing their thing, man. And, they getting ready for what's coming. They getting ready for what's coming. I keep telling y'all it's coming now. But anyway, they sitting on about 2-3 acres of land. They got big dormitories, buildings, all this stuff they built on their own, man. It's about, if I'm not mistaken, I'd say it's about 300 of them out there. They got a nice little group. They got a whole cache. They got an arsenal of automatic weapons, a few little grenades, some sticks of dynamite, handguns. They got the machine presses that make bullets. They doing their thing. They up there. They ain't bothering nobody. They don't want nobody coming up there bothering them. They not bothering nobody, but they don't want nobody coming up there bothering them. Of course, ain't no brothers up there with them, just them. But anyway, so now they go out and they make patrols and they patrol their land. They got, barbed wire fences up and with the no trespassing signs and all that. They don't want nobody up there fooling with them, man. They know what's coming and they just don't want to be bothered. As in lately, they had been losing because they got their own livestock, their own cattle, sheep, goats, pigs. They got their own, chickens running around. They got all that. But now within the last month or so, they had been losing quite a bit of livestock. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about it wasn't no little 1 or 2 little chickens being ran off with, or a lamb, a little small lamb here and there. No, they had whole big old giant cows come up missing. Whole cows now. So now within the last month, they had lost 2 cows and a whole bunch of matter of fact, they had lost 2 cows, 1 horse, and a few pigs. So now they sat down, they sat down and they talking about it. They in what they call the little war room. And they all sitting around, and the leader was named Rex. R-E-X, Rex. You know what I'm saying? Rex was ex-military. He had been in the Navy SEALs. He was just he had it. He was in good shape. He was an excellent marksman with the gun. And he knew a lot about dynamite, explosives. He knew a lot, you know what I'm saying? And he was the leader of them, and they respected him. And he ran the whole compound with an iron fist. And so he got everybody in there on this day, and he trying to figure out, look, something big is running off with our livestock. Something big is running off with our animals. So one dude said, "Man, you think it's a wolf?" And the dude and Rex told him, he's like, "Look, man, a wolf, a pack of wolves or a wolf is gonna make enough noise that we would have heard it, because one wolf or even a pack of wolves is just not gonna do what it wants to do with a full-grown stallion, and a stallion is a male horse, a full-grown stallion. Now, if you see how the ground was rumpled up and the fence was completely ripped in half, the barbed wire that we had around it, it wasn't cut. It was tore. It was ripped. A wolf is not going to do that. A pack of wolves not going to do that. They would have hopped over the fence maybe. But now, whatever it was, you could see where it was a scuffle with whatever it was and the horse. Now the horse is gone with a few blood drops. We could see some type of trail leading off into the woods up into the mountains. He said, okay, that's the last one. He said, now just the other day, they ran off with a cow, and a few days before that, they ran off with another cow. So whatever it is, this is the only chance we have of trying to track it down and find out what it is, because it left a small trail. So one of the dudes say, man, it got to be a grizzly bear. What are you doing, dog? God dang. Anyway, it got to be a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear is the only thing big enough that's going to run off with a cow, a horse, and all that. So everybody else, they sitting around the room, they like, yeah. So Rex tell them, could be a bear, but he say the track marks that I seen left, they are not consistent with bear track marks. So one dude asked him, he's like, well, Rex, what is it? And Rex looked at him, he said, to be honest with you, I don't really know just yet. He said, but we gonna find out. He say, go get your guns, go get your weapons, go get your guns. He tell Larry, he say, Larry, bring the truck around, bring the trucks around. So boom. Once they got equipped, got all their stuff, you know what I'm saying, they told everybody else, look, man, we going to find out what's going on, keep running off with our stuff. Boom, we'll be back. Now it's 8 of them. There's four in one truck, 4 in another truck. They loaded for bear. They got their high-powered rifles with the scopes on them. They got their army fatigues on. They going hunting. They going to track down this bear that keep running off with their stuff. So man, they drive so far, and because they going in the area where the tracks led off to. But when they first tried to follow the tracks gave out, and they went around and it just gave out. So they said, so Rex told him, he was smart. He said, look, the direction that these tracks are going in are up in those hills, up into mountains. They're up in the mountains. He say, look, we gonna go back. We gonna get the trucks, and we gonna go to the mountains, to the foothills, and we going up in the mountains. We gonna look to pick this trail up. That's how they end up getting in the trucks. So boom, they go. So now when they go so far, they drive for about a good little minute. So now they go as far as they can go up into the mountains. And Rex telling me like, look, us 7, we're going. He told one of them, he told Larry, look, Larry, you stay here with the trucks. So Larry asked him, well, how long you going to be going? He said, I don't know. It could be till tomorrow. It could be an hour. He said, I don't know. But we going to stay out here long enough to find out where and what is taking our stuff. So, okay. They trundle on off, man. They in single file line. There's 7 of them with their high power rifles. Some of them got on, some of them got binoculars around their neck. They trying to see some stuff. They want to know where this bear is. Okay, they travel for the rest of that day on foot up into the mountains. It's getting dark. So they set up camp. Got a nice little campfire going. And they made good time. Everybody's in good shape. They made good time, man, up into these mountains. And so when they set up shop, they set up camp, they sitting around, they sipping and they talking, and they just reminisce. And then they heard a snap, like a branch breaking. So Rex telling everybody, quiet. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? So, they like, yeah, I heard it. So they easing their hand over. All of them kept their guns near them. They easing their hands over, and they grabbing their weapons. They clack, clack. And they looking around. And they listening. They listening. So now, one of the guys say, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. It probably wasn't nothing. I don't hear nothing. But Rex is way smarter than that. Rex say, that's the problem. Like, what do you mean? He say, that's the problem. Hey, Mr. Wiggles. Mr. Wiggles. Look at him. That's my baby, y'all. Anyway, but Rex tell him, Rex got a lot of experience with him being an ex-Navy SEAL. He tell him, he say, look, that's the problem. Like, what do you mean? That's the problem. You don't hear anything. Listen. Listen. And they all got quiet. You couldn't hear nothing. You couldn't hear crickets chirping, birds twittering, mice running, nothing. It was totally quiet. And now they started to catch on. They say, oh, whoa. This is the wrong type of quietness. Because prior to that, they had been hearing the you know what I'm saying? Birds making a little noise here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'm lifting weights. Lift that weight. Okay, go away, baby. Every time I make a video, you want to get involved. But anyway, he letting them know. Anytime it get this quiet, something's around. And whatever it is, nature don't like it. So now they kind of spooked. They like, I want everybody to come together. Everybody come together. So they kind of backed up in the toward the fire, and they kind of like put their backs and they looking. They hear some rustling off, like some running through the woods. They like, man, what is that? I don't know. Then you heard a loud. They heard the sound coming from the north. So they all turned and looked north. Then they heard some crashing from the south. They all turned and looked south. They like, man, what is this? What is this? So they don't know. Now they kind of spooked. Out of nowhere, you heard a whistling. Eerie whistling. They like, man, what the F? That ain't no bear. That ain't no bear. That's what they all saying. What is it? Like, I don't know. All of a sudden, you heard like some swooshing through the air, and a big, giant rock hit the ground in the clearing where they were at. Poof! And they like, oh! A couple of dudes shot at the rock. Boom, blah, 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 blah. They like, Rick's like, hold on, wait. It's a rock. Man, where'd the rock come from? Somebody threw the rock. Of course somebody threw the rock. The rock's too big, though. And one of them noticed, he's like, no, ain't no bear threw that rock, and ain't no man threw that rock. Look how big that rock is. So now they kind of spooked. Now they hearing noises all around them. So Rex say, you know what? Let's get out of here. Let's make it back to the trucks. In the morning? No. Let's make it back to the trucks now. So they all tried to start making their way back to the trucks. They bunched in close. They got flashlights, and they bunched in real close to each other, trying to make it back to the trucks. Rocks start coming down from everywhere. Boom, back, boosh, boom, bash, boof. Rex tell everybody, run, man, get to the trucks now. Run, get to the trucks. Man, they running. It's pitch black. Some of them dropped the flashlights. Some of them got disoriented. Rex was one. As Rex running, something hit him. boom. Whatever it was, it wasn't a rock, but whatever it was, it knocked him out. Now, of course, now everybody's in a blind panic. It's every man for himself. Every man for himself. They running. Man, look, when they got back to the trucks, everybody made it back. They looking around, they counting heads. Rex is missing. Rex is missing. So they like, what do we do, man? We go back and get Rex? We go back and get him? So one dude there had a little sense. As far as I'm concerned, he had a little sense. I guess this white dude right here was raised in the hood before he went out there with the militias. He said, man, I'm not going back to get nothing and nobody. I'm not going back into them woods up in the mountains for nothing. Man, take me back to camp. So they like, man, we ain't going back to no camp, man. We ain't going to do that. So they went to arguing and fussing. So what they fairly agreed on, man, we finna get these trucks, lock these doors. He say when it get light time, when the daytime come in and bright, when that sun come up and we can see, we going to find Rex. So they all agreed on it. Okay, we going to find Rex. Daytime came, they went up into the mountains looking for Rex. They couldn't find him though. They found his gun. They found the old campsite that they had made. The stuff that they had left had been ripped and tore up and knocked around. All their little backpacks and stuff had been ripped and tore up. Stuff was thrown everywhere. They didn't know what was going on, man. They didn't know what it was. They like, look, man, they searched and searched and searched and couldn't find Rex. They end up going back to the truck and going back and driving back to the camp. They had to tell Rex's wife that he was missing. So they gone. Now, we flip over to Rex. He was asleep, but he knew he was coming through. He knew he had been knocked out. Whatever hit him, it knocked him out. But now, as he started coming back, he didn't want to open his eyes just yet. He heard movement. But before he even opened his eyes, he smelled the most horriblest smell that he could smell. It was like a dead flesh. And it was horrible. He didn't even really want to open his eyes. He heard snuffle sounds like... He heard... No. Look, my dog thought I was calling him. I ain't calling you Dougie. Yeah, I love you. But anyway, and he heard movement, and when Rex he started easing his eyes open, easing them open, and when he opened them up, what he seen, as far as he was concerned, was a scene straight from Hell. He couldn't believe what his eyes was taking in. The creatures, the beings that he seen sitting around, he didn't know what they were. He didn't know if they were aliens. He didn't know what they were. He didn't know if they were bears. When he first seen them, he thought they were overly large bears, tall bears. One of the smaller creatures noticed that his eyes was open, and it growled at him. And it had long canine, like sharp, long canine teeth. And one of the smaller ones rushed at him with his hand up, was finna hit him. And before it could get up on him, a large one stepped in the way and hit it. Boom! Knocked it back. And it was like, And the smaller one looked at him, he was like, he wanted to get it. He really wanted to get at Rex. But the larger one, and pointed like, go. It didn't say it, but it pointed. So the smaller one left off. But the smell was horrible. So the larger one turned around. And he looked at Rex. He kind of growled, and he walked over to Rex. And he reached down. Rex flinched like, no, no. The thing grabbed Rex by his shirt and literally just picked him up like he weighed 3 pounds. And he went to walk with him. They were in some type of elaborate cave with different sections and different rooms and all that. The thing set him down. And Rex was scared. He was shaking. And the thing looked at him and it spoke English. He told him, you have no need to be afraid. Rex looked. He said, what? And the thing said, you have no need to be afraid of me. And so Rex, like, what are you? What is this? Where am I? What are you? You can talk? And so the thing say, where you at is in our home. And he told him, he said, what I am, our real names, you would not understand. You would not know. But he told me, say, but for a better word for you, for hundreds of years, your people have called us Bigfoots. Man, Rex's eyes got real big. What? He said Bigfoot, and he really looked at it, and he realized these were pictures that he'd been seeing all his life of people when they figured they had pictures of Bigfoot. And so Rex, like, he asked him, what you gonna do with me? You gonna kill me? You gonna eat me? The Bigfoot told him, we're not gonna kill you. He said, I'm not gonna kill you, nor am I gonna eat you. He said, first off, we don't eat human flesh. We eat animals, like you. You eat animals, we eat animals. We don't eat human beings. We never have, we never will. So he started explaining to Rex how they had been hid in these mountains for hundreds of years. They were there since the beginning. And so Rex, like, Rex started talking to him. It's like, man, we've been trying to get confirmation on y'all for years. He's like, yeah, we're elusive. We don't want to be seen. He said, we know what's going to happen if man ever gets a chance to really run across us. We will be hunted, killed, and captured. And we've been trying for hundreds of years to not go through that. So he explained all this to Rex. Rex went to talking to him, and boom, 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 boom. He said, well, why did you bring me here? He said, you were knocked out by one of us. He said it was going to kill you, but I stopped it. He said, I didn't want you killed. He said, but now the way things are happening, we know that man is going to continue to encroach in our domain to the point to where we either going to have to leave or learn how to coexist with y'all. He said, we've been watching y'all down there in y'all camp for many years. We never bothered y'all. We never did anything. He said, so Rex asked him, well, why you been stealing our animals? He said, we need food. He said the game, he's not the game, but he said the animals, the food source that we had is dwindling. And my people are hungry. And so we had to come get that. So anyway, man, Rex started kicking it with him and talked. He said, well, what you gonna do with me? He said, I'm gonna let you go, man. He said, but I trust that you will not lead your people or no other humans back here. Man, Rex was a stand-up dude, man. He said, okay, I'll give you my word. I will never lead nobody back to you. So the Bigfoot took Rex to the clearing that they were first in and turned him loose. Rex was found later on that night, because he'd been walking all day, by his people that were driving around still looking for him. They got Rex in the car, like, man, whoa. And when they got him back to the compound, they asked Rex, man, what happened? What happened? Rex said, man, nothing. I hit my head on a tree limb and it knocked me out. Rex never took them people back to where the Bigfoots lived. I'm ending this story now. It could go longer, but my time is running out. But Rex never took them back. He stayed a man of his word. It's me, man, Cartoon One, the village storyteller, your big partner, man. I wanted this story to go a little bit more into detail. I could have made it in detail, but I have a certain time limit on my videos, so I got to cut it short right there, man. But anyway, it's me, your big partner, the village storyteller, and I represent the gangsters, homie. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe. Hit that share. It's me. I'm out. Peace.